Starting the newsletter 3 years ago has been one of the best decisions I've made. Over this time, I have discovered a passion for writing, and the only regret I have is that I didn't start writing earlier. If you don't know me yet, my name is Gregor. I am the founder of Engineering Leadership Newsletter, and in this video, I'll be sharing my 3-year journey writing it. Alright, let's first start a little bit about statistics of the past 3 years of writing the newsletter. So I wrote over 208 articles over the course of 3 years. So the first 2 years were at least 1 article per week, and the last year it was 2 articles per week. I've been also able to create 28 guides, templates, and infographics. These are all templates. These are all helpful for engineers and also engineering leaders to be able to do great work on a day-to-day basis. These are also all of the things that I'm using on a daily basis as well. Interestingly, there has been more than 312k words written, so that is kind of like equivalent to five engineering books with a length of 200 and 250 pages. We've been able to go to 165k subscribers, 1,504 paid subscribers. We also have readers from 195 countries, which is really amazing. And there has been total 10.6 million views, which is really, really amazing. Some of the most important medias has been Substack, of course LinkedIn, and then also Reddit, obviously also X as well, and then Google as well. Now let's talk about a little bit why I started with writing online. So this is an interesting story, and when I in my career I started as a software engineer, then became a senior software engineer, then grew to become a team lead, engineering manager, head of engineering, VP engineering, and then CTO. In the middle of being from head of engineering, VP of engineering, I was thinking hey, I'll eventually get to the CTO role eventually, right? And what is going to be the next step for me? And I was thinking, okay, CTO is the last step in the engineering organizations, right? What's going to be the next for me? But then I was thinking okay, maybe I like to help others. I like to help people inside of the team, inside of my organization, inside of the company. I like to level them up. I like to make everyone around me better. I was thinking why should not also try to help people outside of the company as well? And that's when I started to post actively on LinkedIn. I started first with 2 times a week, and then also sending out 1 newsletter every week as well. But I didn't have an idea that this is going to become what it is today. And I'm really grateful that it has become what it has become today. Now let's talk about a little bit how I picked the topic. When I grew from senior software engineer and then to team lead and later engineering manager, I made a lot of mistakes, and there weren't a lot of resources available, particularly just for people that have just started with engineering management. And I was struggling. I made a lot of mistakes. I learned a lot from them, and I wanted to share those resources that me personally would find it really extremely helpful when I was in that position. And that's how it started. I wanted to help as many people as possible to become great engineering leaders, help them to make that successful transition, and then also be able to thrive in the roles as well. All right. Let's talk a little bit about how I started with a newsletter. So, probably a lot of you guys don't know, but first, basically, the idea of having a newsletter was more kind of like a secondary. I was first having a blog. It was built with React and Gatsby. And funnily enough, I was basically more doing development than actually writing. And I was trying to perfecting my platform, but instead I should have been perfecting my writing instead. I was having a newsletter on Substack as well, but the reason why I had it was because I wanted to have the functionality of sending emails. and that only I had this basically blog to be on my primary domain, and then just use the newsletter to send also the newsletter. What I did was I added a full blog post here, and then do like a quick preview of what this blog post is going to be, and then add the link to the full article. But then eventually this has changed its courses, and I decided to go fully on just with the newsletter. This is probably around 7-8 months, maybe 9 months, 10 months when I started, and yeah, that was one of the best decisions I have made. So yeah, this is how I started, and it was really amazing decision to have my newsletter on Substack, and yeah, couldn't recommend that more. All right, let's first talk a little bit about when I first started writing online, the feeling is not good enough. Is very real. Yeah, this is unfortunately the case, and I needed quite a long time in order to become semi-comfortable with writing online. Adding comments to LinkedIn posts, writing LinkedIn posts, but and still, to this day, I still feel like a lot of times like, hey, this is not good enough. This could be better. What is everyone going to think about me posting this, and so on. But the thing is, it's a lot of it is in our heads, and the more you post, easier it gets. But it will never get completely out of our heads. That's my feeling, because that's exactly how it is with me, right? I still have regularly feelings 3 years of writing online, and I still have regularly feelings like it's not good enough. This is not something that is up to my standard. I'm not feeling comfortable publishing this out there. Maybe I'm not feeling too as an expert in this particular topic, and so on. But I still publish and so on, and nothing bad has really happened over the course of 3 years, which has been really, really amazing. Only great things. So yeah, let's go to the next thing, which is, let's first talk about my progression over first 6 months on blog and also newsletter. So the thing is, I started posting on LinkedIn, and also 2 times a week on LinkedIn, and once a week on the newsletter. And yeah, there wasn't a lot of traction in the first 6 months, but the reason for that was that I just posted, and then I sent out a newsletter and posted a LinkedIn post, and then I just closed everything down until I send out the next article or the next LinkedIn post. I didn't really kind of like put myself in the community. I didn't try to get to know other people who are trying to do similar stuff than I am. I was trying to be kind of like a lone wolf, doing my own thing, but yeah, it doesn't work really well like that. I think in anything that we are doing, collaborating and growing together with others is going to be so much better, and so much better way to progress than you just trying to learn everything yourself. You're trying to progress, you're trying to grow yourself, and so on. And yeah, I needed a lot of time so that writing online became a bit more comfortable to me. Yeah, I always had doubts, but I kept going, and because it was also a bit of a challenging for me, because it was a new thing, and I was trying to see what is needed in order to get better at this. So yeah, I kept going. I had the knowledge. I had like a lot of knowledge from my career over about 9 plus years, 10 years of experience in the engineering industry, and also had the motivation to share knowledge. So I kept doing that. But yeah, over this first 6 months, there wasn't a lot of traction. I learned a lot over this time, and yeah, now let's go to where there was a sign that maybe this potentially might be something that is going to be worth pursuing forward. So yeah, let's talk about 6 to 12 months. I grew from 200 to 15,000 subscribers, and I decided after 6 months that I'm going to start posting on LinkedIn 3 to 4 times a week. And also soon after, about I think it was maybe 2 months after, I started to do daily LinkedIn posts as well. And that's where I put myself more in the community. I started to connect with other people that were on the similar path than I am. I was also very lucky at that time because a lot of people were starting their newsletters at that time. There was kind of like a really big amount of people starting their engineering newsletters at this time. And what really worked well is that I met people who were also in the similar path than I am. We helped each other. We did collaborations. We supported each other. We were all learning together to get better, and so on. And as I mentioned before, growing and helping others and working together, that is going to be so much better than you trying to be a lone wolf and trying to learn everything on your own. So this has been the progression from 6 to 12 months. And I remember April, I think it was, April 2023. I grew from 200 to 1,000 in 1 month. This was 800. And this was amazing. This was really, really awesome. And this was kind of like the first signs that, hey, maybe that I'm onto something here. And let's keep going. Okay, so let's talk about from 12 to 18 months. This was a time where I saw amazing growth. At that time, as I mentioned before, a lot of new people were starting their engineering newsletters at that time, and at this time even more people started, and so on. I remember at this time, like, the LinkedIn feed was actually filled with either people posting about their newsletters, how they started the newsletter, sharing the articles, and so on. This was a time where I became also a lot more, I increased the quality as well of the articles. I also added more illustrations and added my signature personal branding to it as well. And I also started the course, Senior Engineer to Lead, Grow and Thrive in the Role. That has shown to be a really, really great decision. So I always have this time a good reminder of myself. And that's where I really knew. And then also when I had a first successful course, this was really amazing time that told me that, hey, I'm onto something here, and I want to keep doing this. Okay, let's talk about 18 to 24 months. I went from 50,000 to 77,000 subscribers. I really started to get a hang of the process of my writing style, and I really built consistency over time. So I was writing for 2 years basically every day, and also every week. I didn't miss an article for over 2 years, and still even to this day I haven't missed out an article on a weekly basis. And I built that self-confidence over this time that I can be consistent. I can consistently write articles, and I really enjoy doing this. This is what I found out after 18 to 24 months, that I really like doing researching. I like writing, and I also like to learn new things and also share what I'm learning as well. So I like to get better as an engineering leader, and then also help as many people as possible along the way as well. So over this 2 years, I built consistency. I built the cadence of regular sending out a newsletter every week, and then also I grew my paid subscribers to about 550 over that time. Now let's talk about the last 1 year of writing the engineering leadership newsletter. So over this time, at the 2-year mark, so that was the October 2024, I decided that I'm going to start sending 2 newsletter articles per week, not only one. So that was 1 paid article and 1 free. And I remember this, feeling very nervous about it. And I know I wanted to present myself as being confident in it, and that everything is going to be great, and so on. But I know feeling very nervous inside about that paid subscription, that paid newsletter, additional paid newsletter article every week, which got me thinking like, hey, I don't want to feel like I'm a salesperson. I'm trying to be selling something to others. I think that's something that is deeply rooted inside us as engineers and engineering leaders. It's hard for us to sell, and it's hard for us to charge for our work. But what I found out is that nothing really bad has happened, only amazingly good things. So I'm really happy that I went through it, and I started with the paid newsletter article per week. This has been. Then I saw the biggest growth at this time in my paid subscribers and also in my overall subscribers as well. And that's also the time where I didn't pursue an additional full-time role. So I've been now working. I don't work full-time roles anymore for a full year, and that has been also very, very interesting for me, especially because you find yourself, you can do so much different stuff in terms of when you're this opportunity, this particular thing, that sounds interesting. This particular thing may be a good thing for me to pursue, and you need to really prioritize what is going to be the best, for you, and also what kind of vision you want to have for yourself, and also for your 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, and so on. So that's when I decided that, hey, I want to focus on a lot more on two core things, which is being better as an engineering leader. How can I be the best engineering leader as possible? And then also, how can I help the most people as I can? And in this time, I've been able to grow paid subscribers to 1,504. And I also focused a lot more on quality. I've increased the length of articles to more than 2,000 words per article at the moment, and also focusing a lot more on sharing experience, not just theory. Also doing a lot of collaborations with other professionals, and also sharing my insights on various different topics. I think the combination of those two is working pretty well. And I'm also constantly talking with many engineers and also engineering leaders. And I did 2 articles which are kind of like a product of that, which I got, and which I gathered many different insights from different professionals, and I shared all of them in 2 of those articles. So this time has been a lot more focusing on overall quality and making sure that I continuously improve articles, and I continuously try to look for more useful articles as much as possible. And that is going to be my goal for the future as well, is how can I make this newsletter to be as useful, to be the most useful as possible, to be the go-to resource for both engineers and also engineering leaders, to become as great engineering leaders as possible. That is going to be my goal moving forward. So I hope this was interesting for you. I'm really excited to see where this is going to go in the future. As I mentioned in the beginning, it's been really amazing 3 years of writing this newsletter, and the only regret I have is that I didn't start with it earlier. That is the only thing. So I hope this was interesting and potentially also helpful. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.